Hello everybody, welcome again to the GGRated.net live show. Here we are at episode 23. I'm your host, the Iceman, and joining us all the way from Portugal is our good friend Hydra. How are you doing?
Doing fine, ready for another week, and ready for also plenty of coverage on everything that went on Starcraft 2 this week. Some pretty interesting news, actually. The community is growing quite fast, and we also have some nice results because IPL is back again, so
Yes.
a lot of cool stuff for us to cover.
One of my favorites, so I'm
yeah.
I'm really glad that we're out of all the preliminaries and the placements and the bracketing, and now we're into the meat of the IPL Season 2, and so far it's been a treat, so I'm looking forward to jumping into that. And if any of you guys were wondering, where has Sebastian been, and maybe you heard him chime in just now, Sebastian is joining us. Finally, he got a chance to get off work, and our troublesome trio is finally complete as we have our very good friend Sebastian here with us. Sebastian, how are you doing? Tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your life lately since we haven't been having you on the show for a while.
Iceman, ex-Hydra-X, it's a pleasure to be with you guys again. I feel like I've been a lost musketeer without my two super dudes next to me. Truth be told, since the start of June, I've been printing newspapers. Yes, in this digital age, people still print newspapers, and the money from doing that helps esports grow, also helps me buy computer gear. So that's what I've been doing when not casting a DreamHack, and doing various interesting projects on the side that has a lot to do with Starcraft 2. And after we've talked about the recent events, I hope to take some time and explain a bit more to you viewers what's going on in GG Vision land, because a lot of stuff is happening.
Awesome. Well, it's good to finally have you back on the show because, we did miss you for a while, and Hydra and I were carrying the torch along, and we would grab special guests as much as we could, but it's good to have you on, and glad that we had special guests to be able to fill in, but nothing like the original three bad boys here to carry on.
Indeed, and I must also say the shows that both of you have conducted in my absence have been absolutely awesome, and the guests you got on, like Spenisheva and many others, stellar stuff, guys. Very well done.
Yes, and coming up after the MLG Anaheim, I believe we're going to have no shortage of more special guests, and probably even some more previously before MLG Anaheim, so yeah, I mean, we're going to keep bringing the special guests, and there's no stop in sight, so this is really good news, and we're glad that everybody keeps tuning in and posting positive feedback, and the few people who do say, come on, where's the show every week? We're really happy for your guys' support, and for those people who are less vocal, we keep doing it for you guys as well. We know you're sitting in the background licking your chops every week to get the podcast. Actually, a couple of my friends said they hadn't heard about this show before, and I showed it to them, and they're always playing StarCraft 2, and now they watch the show at work, or they listen to it to and from work.
Cool.
So I know people do enjoy it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
But,
so,
you guys
where are you
going
to start?
You want to start with the IPL Season 2?
Well, IPL is probably the longest one, the biggest one. If you want to start there, sure, let's go for it.
Let's start with GSTL then, because
Okay.
we usually do start with the Korean news, and so might as well keep that tradition going. And since we have a lot to talk about IPL Season 2, we'll talk about the GSTL first. So Hydra, I guess I'll pass the mic over to you, and you can start rapping about that, and I'll get the VOD rolling here for us.
Well, I'm not sure where to start because early last week, the biggest news were, oh my god, Slayer's team has a girl there. What is this? Blasphemy. Heresy. There's a girl pro gamer on Slayer's team. And I guess you're going to be able to take a look at her there on the VOD. But she didn't play any game. Apparently she's part of kind of a PR stunt by Slayers. Slayer's boxer's fiance made a comment saying that, well, she's a gamer, but she's always part of a certain image that Slayers want to have, a bit of a PR coup, and hey, it works. Respect to them. It's a good option. Apparently the girl, actually, she's trying to be a pro gamer. Last time I checked from all the comments that were on TL, I think she's Diamond League in Korea. not bad, especially compared with me on my styrofoam league. But she's she's
Well,
she's
not the Styrofoam League, man. We all love it.
yeah, but listen, I mean, even if she's Diamond and she's not on the same level as all the players from Slayers, I mean, she has a big team there. If she is committed and if this is more than a PR stunt, if she's actually willing to evolve on the game, she has some huge practice partners there. So we might be seeing more of that. But on to the results, and I'm going to let you guys just evaluate by yourselves and say whatever you want. Might be easier like that. And I'm just going to go for the results. Not much have been played because we covered a lot of GSTL on the previous episode of GGRated. We covered like almost 2 weeks of results. So
yeah, we covered a
today
lot of matches.
yeah, it's going to be fairly short, but I'm just going to go quick over the results, and then I'll pass on to you guys. You guys can share your opinion about the novelty on the players from Slayers that everyone was talking about. I guess it's part of being a nerd. But yeah, the couple of matches that went on was FX Open against Team FOU, with Team FOU winning a clear 4-1. FX Open struggling a lot. I watched these games, wasn't very good. We had Gumiho FOU just entering, sitting down on that booth and start destroying FX Open players, Slog, Moonen, and the Korean Oz. The three of them got killed, and then when it was close to get an all-kill, QXC just saved the day and took a win over Gumiho. But then
hey, that's one positive thing, though. QXC,
yeah.
It's good to see him get a win over there. So
yeah, and,
one piece of positive news that we can extract from that, even though FXO has been on the receiving end of the ownage. So
yeah, I mean, they're taking a couple of wins occasionally. It's not bad. Keep in mind that when FX Open sat down for the GSTL to play the first game, the Koreans were going on that they would be rolled over 4-0 every day. And that didn't happen. They actually showed that they had some players. They obviously need to evolve and progress, but as a team, they have potential. And on this specific matchup here, QXC was able to defeat Gomiho for you, but then one of the team managers, one of the coaches, Choya for you, the guy that loves singing inside the booth, just sat down and destroyed QXC. Well, didn't destroy, but took a clear win over QXC, and the result ended up being 4-1. Then you had as well Team Xenex facing against Team Startail, with Startail winning 4-3, close match. I would recommend this this series to anyone that has the ticket to watch all of this, or if you can watch it on other places that are not GomTV, it's your problem. I'm not going to comment on that, but just take a look at it because it was an interesting series with one of the Terrans that it's kind of on the rise at the moment. Xenex Bian is getting really solid. He defeated Sound and Curious on the first two games, and all of a sudden you had Xenex leading 2-0 over Startail. And then Bian got defeated by Ace. And then Xenex Line, one of my favorite New Zerg players, defeated Startail Ace. But then, well, Startail just asked Bomber to sit down on that booth, and Bomber took 3 clear wins over his opponents, Line, Puzzle, and Coca. Keep in mind that we're talking here about 3 very solid players from Team Xenex, and Bomber was able to just crush all of them to a final win of 4-3. So basically, he turned the table after Xenex was leading. Congrats to Team Startail, obviously. It was an interesting win. But now I'd like to hear a bit about what you guys think about this new acquisition by Slayer's team and the results. What you guys think?
Sebastian, I'll pass it to you first since you've been away from the mic for so long. So take it. Go ahead.
Thank you, Iceman. Indeed, I have longed for the mic, and also I like the sound of my own voice, but I try to add something of value when I do unleash it. The most interesting piece of news is, of course, this new acquisition. The fact that some nerds are better than others certain weeks, that's all good and well, but this is actually... It could be groundbreaking because there's now a female on the team, and before in Starcraft 2 and in the Korean setting, it should be said in Europe and the United States there is another gender dynamic in esports. It is more equal, more centered around the sport. I'm saying more, which is not the same as completely. There is still this hype thing going on. As soon as you put a female into this male-dominated culture and the arena of esports, it tends to focus much more on the male viewer than on the sport. But in Korea, that has always been the case, utterly so. Many people will remember Toss Girl, who was a complete novelty item. She was not very good at the game. She competed in the original GSL and several pro leagues in original Brood War, and sure, she was pretty good, but she never lived in the house. She was never there to win. She was there to be sexy in a miniskirt, and damn, she was. But it wasn't good for the sport. I personally want esports to be the gender-neutral competitive activity it can be, because in many regular sports there is a tangible difference between male and female anatomy at the highest level. You can be stronger as a male if you practice the same, for example, if you train the same. In esports, that does not matter. Esports can be the vehicle for progressive gender relations, so to speak, and I think that's personally a very good thing in general, and it would be a very good thing for esports in particular. It would make it so much more inclusive. And this, I don't know. It looks quite Toss Girl to me, the Slayer's acquisition. Results will have to determine that. If she practices hard enough, she will be as good as anyone on that team, depending on her innate talent. But I don't want to see another Toss Girl happening, because that will prohibit women from joining the esports movement. And we want everyone to be involved with this, regardless of gender and age. And there's a big question mark on this. I hope the Slayers boxer is aware, because he's the one calling the shots about these things. He is very aware about image and about marketing, but I hope he sees the bigger picture and has acquired this new talent because she's actually good at Starcraft and not just equipped with nice legs. Over to you, Iceman.
I'm sorry, before Iceman, before you go on, let me just add a comment, Sebastian. Keep in mind that from what I read on I think that it was the fiancé from Boxer that made a post on Twitter, made a tweet saying that she is a gamer, she's a pro gamer, and she's part of the team, but she's also part of a PR maneuver, like to provide a bit of visibility and also to show a bit of difference compared with other Korean pro gaming teams, and obviously try to maybe attract a different line of fans into the team. So I guess they're aware of the fact that they want more of her than just being a pro gamer. Well, just being. It was what she was supposed to be, but I think they're ahead of that. They want to promote the team in different ways. They want to give it a different visibility, and hence the girl. I'm sorry, Heisman, go for it.
Oh, no, it's all right. I think you're both a little bit right. Definitely, Slayers probably made this acquisition not in a move to bolster their forces in terms of just how fearsome of competitors they are, because as you were saying, she's a Diamond League player right now, and we still have, we haven't seen too much from her, and it's yet to be determined what her actual level of play is and just how good of a player she is. But Slayer's boxer is he's no dummy, and putting a female on the team like this is definitely going to turn heads and going to get people talking, just like we here are discussing this right now. And for a PR move, I think this is something that's really good for Slayer's team. This is obviously going to get more people attracted into this, and there are actually probably quite a few gamer girls out there that are going to see this that might, rally behind this or say, hey, look, new girl on Slayer's team, we can show what we're worth too. We can do this. I know we had Miss Suna on the show a couple weeks ago, and she is a caster for the Women's Cup league. And there are some very good female players in that league as well. So, it's not that they're only showpieces. This girl has there for the nice legs and stuff. But as for right now, I do suspect this is more of a PR maneuver than rather buffing the ranks of Slayer's team, because right now we have Slayer's MMA, who is hot, Boxer, of course, Gonzi is there. There's all kinds of great players there, and this, to me, it smells more like a PR move at the current moment, but we have to see just how she plays, and I'm going to reserve complete full judgment till after that, but for right now it seems a bit more of a PR deploy, and Slayer's fiance has alluded to that a bit on Twitter, so yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it, though. I think it's a nice move.
No, it's
it
fine.
Is, but I think that sexism in the longer run, as in gearing more towards the already existing male viewer base, could be detrimental long term. I hope that she can be both equipped with nice legs and kick ass at Starcraft 2, because that would truly open doors.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she's got some skill in the game, and with the players that she has in
Oh
the
yeah, oh, yeah.
Slayer's house, if she, as Hydra said, put the time in and the work in, she can take her gameplay to the next level. And this might just be like, a bait, piece of bait that they're going to try to reel in more girls into the StarCraft scene. You never know, because as I said before, they might, rally behind this and see, okay, if she can make it there, and if they think that they're better players, or if they show that they're better players, other women might show up, and it's going to be a more diversified, neutral sex league,
Yeah.
Let's hope that.
So
Well,
we won't know till we wait. I mean, StarCraft is still relatively new in the lifespan compared to the lifespan Brood War had and still has. So I mean, the stuff like this is still, very new.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. It's all good. All good. What about
Yeah.
the results? What you guys think about the results?
You want me to go first, Sebastian?
You do that.
All right. Then talk a little bit about the FOU and FXO bit. Hydra, should we mention the fact that about the rumor that's going around about FXO is acquiring Korean team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a post on TL. Obviously, it has a reason behind it. Apparently, there's going to be an FXO Korea. They basically acquired or fused or merged with Team FOU.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a huge acquisition, as you might imagine. Respect for FXO, I think it's a brilliant move. Also a sign that they want to solidify their position in Korea, which is good.
Yeah.
But I do see that here on the viewers who have FXO frequency. Maybe he could tell us something about it. I mean, we can even drag him on Skype if he wants to talk about it, but it's his option.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to keep
Anyways.
sharing my... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. As Hydra was saying, we were just talking a little bit about the show, about the post on TL about the acquisition or merger of FXO and Team FOU. And, I mean, FXO they have been playing, but the performance has been a bit lackluster, maybe. They have been putting up fights, and they have been getting, sporadic wins here and there. QXC got the win here. I believe Sheth got the win a week or a couple weeks back. He did all right. And but for right now, I mean, they're getting beat pretty convincingly. Every set or every series we're seeing is like 4-1, 4-all, something like that. But with this news and the merger or acquisition, I think it shows that they're dedicated to staying in Korea. If they're going to start forming this, Korean house there, and they're going to form their league and not league, but their team, and they're going to base it around the prospect of being in Korea and staying there for the long haul, which is something I really respect, because that's a huge investment. And even if they've been getting beat relatively bad like this, it shows that hey, they're dedicated, they're going to stay there, and I'm really happy about that. That's really positive for me, even though that we've seen them been on the receiving end of some pretty one-sided victories. But I'll be really interested to see how that develops, and I'm going to be following along, because it's nice to support a foreigner in Korea, and let alone a full foreign team. But now they're going to be mixing with the Koreans, so it's who knows what kind of mix-ups they're going to have. But it's enough for me. Sebastian, I'll pass it to you.
This is very interesting, and viewers of GGRated will know how much I love to talk about how esports and StarCraft 2 in particular can be, a vehicle of globalization, using very epic phrases. How things are coming together nowadays, especially from people with a Brood War background will remember how segregated things were, how backward they were. And now all of a sudden we see mergers happening, cross-cultural, cross-language boundaries. The players can't speak, but apparently the organizations can speak with each other. It is very promising, and I'm sure we will remember this age in 5 years from now as the chaotic beginning. I don't know. We could probably find some parallel in Roman history about this era in StarCraft 2. But nowadays it just seems like so much is happening all over the world, yet it's coming together. It's It is very enticing, and I do hope that FX Open, which I was recently told by Hydra, is indeed sponsored by serious money, so to speak. Indeed, they have the ability, but or rather, they have the money. But interestingly, they also have the ability to connect with Korean organizations, and they all can see the mutual benefit of working together. Apparently, FX Open wants to stay in Korea. One way of doing that is to absorb Koreans. That is a very effective way. No one has done that before. It is entirely new. If it works, we'll have to see. I hope that management will not meddle too much, because that could really cause a rift here, but rather that they allow the current people who are in charge and the players to work it out between themselves, but that they just support them in the right way. Again, this is a global movement, and this is another telltale sign of that, and it is very exciting. I see so many problems ahead, but they are logistical problems. Maybe that can be worked out. If so, StarCraft 2 is getting exciting, and not just inside the game.
One other point I'd like to make real quick before I give it back to Hydra here to make his comments. With the mixing of these two teams, it's going to be really awesome, because they're going to have FXO is going to have the insight now and the direct contact with the Korean players. I'm going to make the similarity, I guess, a little bit between how Huck is, in the OGS house, and we've just seen how his play has grown by leaps and bounds. I mean, I don't think anyone can deny his his amazing growth and expansion and maturity in his play, and just even his APM and his mechanics and his decision making. Everything has just grown really, really in leaps and bounds. And with FXO merging with FOU here possibly, I think that these two groups working together, it's going to be really nice if they can teach each other new different play styles, because of course everybody knows that Korean mindset or play style in StarCraft 2 is different from other regions, and if they can really get solid practice in there, I think the FXO players can grow and expand their play, and they can possibly show the Korean players something new as well. So I'm really just excited to see the growth and expansion there, and especially someone like Choya Foyu, such a young guy, and he's already one of the prominent figures in the scene, who's a powerhouse. I can only imagine what kind of player he's gonna grow and turn into be.
Yeah, I was just
thoughts?
I was just wondering, but I'm going to leave this just in the air, food for thought. You guys can think about it. But now that FXO has a Korean division with all of the FOU team, which is a very solid team, by the way, imagine that instead of bringing like their whole team like they did now, they just add a couple of players to the Korean team for a certain GSL. Imagine, for example, we all know that Cheth already said that he doesn't want to get back to Korea. He had the experience, he loved it, but he wants to get back to what he was doing before and play on the foreign scene. But imagine that you have the chance of having like QXE or another solid player from Team FXO just added up to the mix. Occasionally, they just go there and stay for 2-3 months, learn with the Koreans, evolve their game, and then maybe they have a chance of showing up on one of the GSLs, on the GSTL, or on Code A, who knows. Might be an interesting way of approaching the problem, because at the moment, there's two teams and they have their whole team, the whole team there, and now the FXO Korea. So I think that eventually you're going to have this team that just moved there to the GOM TV house, moving back to their bases, to their headquarters. You're going to have the FXO Korea there, and maybe you're going to have a couple of players showing up to add up to that Korean team occasionally. And I was hoping to see more of QXE there, and not as a caster, by the way. I think he should just sit down and dedicate his time to the game. Though, one of the last interviews I read with him, he was saying something about he still needs to get college done. So education first, and it's still not finished, so we might have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, it might be... Sheth, obviously, he made the comments that he's, wanting to go return. That might actually be a better idea to, instead of spreading the team thin, and it's going to be a bit diluted in terms of just how many players they have in the team. Might be a better idea, as you said, Hydra, to have, specific players that they hand select. QXC is also one of the players I was thinking of, possibly Moonglade or Moonin, a couple of other players who are very good. We know that they're very good players and have lots of potential, and under the right circumstances and training, they could explode into a huge powerhouse player. So I mean, you never know. It's right now it's really new news. So we're gonna have to see just how things
Wait
turn
and see.
out. Yeah, exactly.
Wait and see. Let's move on.
Yep. You want to discuss the ICCup Korean Weekly real quick here?
Yeah, I'm gonna just make a brief comment about it. I added it to the news because just wanted to mention this because I know people miss this kind of events. There's so many events going on that I don't know, minor ones, if I can call it minor, because in my opinion, I think it's going to be a really awesome event. But anything besides like MLG and ASL, IPL and the GSL, people just pass a bit on the side for some reason. And TSL opens as well now. But this is one that you shouldn't miss. And this is going to be having VODs on HD on the Justin TV's channel from ICCup, and it's basically the finals from the ICCup Nation Voice Korean Weekly, which is an event that has been played the last couple of weeks. No, not couple, at least 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And they've been duking it out, battling with a lot of the main references playing in Korea. There's a lot of well-known names, as you can see on the list there on the stream. I mean, if you take a look at those groups, and they're going to start playing today. It's today, tomorrow, and then the finals will be on the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, always at the same time.
Yep, the finals will be Wednesday, July 20.
Meaning that if this is the kind of tournament that you like, and what I mean by this is, do you like the Korean pros? Is that the scene that you enjoy the most? Do not miss this. I mean, look at these groups. You're going to have
Let's
Puma.
go over the groups because we're going to have audio listeners who might not see it.
Go for it.
Group A, we have TSL Live, Zenix Life, Zenix Core, and Liquid Huck. Group B, we have TSL Puma, the recent winner of the NASL Season 1, Zenix Byun, NSHS Sage, Startail Curious. Then we have Group C following Zenix
Tadongho. Yeah.
Tongue twister there. Zenix Puzzle, Classic Prime.we, and Zenix Naya. Group D, we have TSL JYP, NSHS Tassadar, IM Yonghwa, and NSHS San. So nice mix-up we have there. And as Hydra said, if you're interested in the Korean scene or Korean pros, this is something that you'll definitely not want to pass over. But I know it's your favorite question to ask, Hydra. What do you think is the group of death here?
But I want to
discuss this.
Yeah, I want that, but I want to pass it to Sebastian as well for him to comment on the players. What I would just like to enforce again is that this is all HD, good quality, going to have free VODs, meaning that you're going to have some really cool tournament here with no one asking you for tickets and HD passes and crap like that. Just try to take a look at it. You might like it. And from what you can see on the player list, it's a very solid group. Sebastian, what do you think about these groups?
Well, first of all, I must say that I am very guilty to missing these kind of smaller, yet epically huge, considering the players, tournaments, and considering that I'm myself a caster trying to make it in by doing, obviously, niched content. It's a sort of vicious circle. So I do want to strike a blow for this and trying to promote it, because you told me about this earlier, Hydra, and indeed this is where you see the sort of the new things, the stuff that are less standard, and where people and players do crazier stuff because they have to, because they might not be as good or they really want to be. We have TSL Alive in the same group as Liquid Huck. Huck is a beast, and the funny thing is that you will see these players, the big names, TSL Puma, man, he won the NASL, and several others. You will see them at the big events, and that's all good and well, in GSL, the NASL, the MLG, and at the DreamHack. But I have a few favorites, a handful, and they change over time, of players that I absolutely adore. And I don't have the time to watch all the Starcraft I want, so I tend to hone in on certain players, just to have a context in between. Huck is one of them, but sort of the underdog is always more interesting than the ruling champion to me. And here you can find certain players that used to be good or that you believe will be really good, and here you'll see them unleashing the stuff that you'll see in a month or 3 months later on. And this is what makes the smaller events so much more interesting if you have a special interest at the very least. That's how you can warrant it. Seeing TSL Alive versus Liquid Huck, that would personally be a thrill to me. Anything with Puma versus ST Curious, who's a glorious Zerg player. And as you said, Bjorn, he's up on the rise. As well as many others. I'm less familiar with many of the other names, I must admit. But this is the kind of tournament that you tune into and you get surprised by the awesomeness. I recommend it and I plan to watch it.
Well, it starts today, so people just sit down and enjoy it. Or if you don't have the time, never mind, don't worry, they're going to leave the VODs for free. You can watch it later on if you feel like it. What I would like to mention is that you have some big solid names here and also some stars on the rise. People have been talking about that Protoss on Group B and SHS Sage. Sage did a huge show, put up a huge show on the Team League on the GSTL. And he's still no one. He's still trying to clinch a spot to glory and fame on the Korean pro scene, try to get that Code A spot and then a Code S spot. And you have other players. I mean, Puzzle's been doing quite well. He was now on the finals of Code A that were on today. Group A has, I mean, Liquid Huck, TSL Alive, Xenex Bian is a solid player as well. You have some very good matchups here, and I think this is going to end up having a really nice bracket for the final day, which is going to be on the 20th. Group of death for me, and just going fast through it, it's Group B.
Yeah,
okay,
obviously.
For me. Puma, Bian, Sage, and Curious is a very good group. Though Group A seems quite solid as well. And I want to see Alive against Liquid Huck, no doubt about it. Yes, Sebastian, you're absolutely right about that. But yeah, the groups are quite interesting, and I'm looking forward to this.
Sebastian,
it's
group
high
of death
profile.
for you.
I mean, it has to be Group B.
Yeah.
Liquid Huck is the very best player in Group A. Not saying the others are bad. He's the best one. Puma, Curious, Björn. I don't know too much about Sage, I must admit. Those are 3 very fearsome. Puma would have to be considered the favorite, but a recent favorite. Curious, I remember him from what seems like a long time ago, last year. That's the group of death for sure.
Yeah, sounding like a carbon copy here, but Group B is definitely the group of death here. I mean, Puma off the recent NASL victory, beating MC no less. Then Xenex Bian is just hot Terran player right now, seemingly just can't be stopped. Sage, who has also been proving to be somewhat of a dark horse in the team league. I mean, somewhat of a no-name, and I mean the guy's been just ravaging in the team league. And then of course Startail Curious, as you were saying, Sebastian, you know, one of the well-remembered Zerg players from Startail, who's a very strong Zerg player. But something I just want to point out about Group D, which might have somewhat of a buzzkill for people.
PvP.
All PvP here. We have 4 Protoss players in Group D, so you guys are going to see a lot of the Protoss versus Protoss mix-up. So get prepared for that in Group D. So advancing from Group D, 100% guarantee we're going to see a Protoss coming out of there.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
And I just put the brackets up on screen for anybody who is watching and is curious how the brackets are going to go. In the first round, we're going to have the winner of Group A versus the second in Group D. Those 2 will play and then advance into the semifinals. We'll also have the winner of Group C play against the second in Group B. Winner of that will advance to the semifinals. Winner of Group B will face second in Group C. Winner of that will go into the semifinals, and the winner of Group D versus the second in Group A will advance to the semifinals. So,
meaning that the first 2 placed players on each group will qualify for the finals, playing on the 20th, and hopefully you're going to have some epic battles here. I'm not going to repeat it more. I know I'm going to sit down and watch this because it's free and it's going to be HD, and no one is going to be nagging me about paying HD passes and so on. So yeah, awesome.
You can't get better than free HD and then HD videos on demand. So.
But I know another big tournament that has free HD and VODs and doesn't ask me for passes as well. You know which one is it?
Who is it? Let us know.
It's exploding now again. Finally, they're starting the season 2, and boy, they're getting bigger and bigger.
Could it be that you're talking about the IGN Pro League, Hydra?
Oh yeah.
Season 2?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Finally, we're here. All right, well,
Nice segue, Hydra.
I'm gonna get the VOD rolling with that softball. We call that a leading question. Hydra led me right into the subject.
Oh yeah.
But thanks, man. You made my job easy here. I'm gonna get the VOD rolling, and I know we have just ranted and raved about how amazing Season 1 was. Guys, have you been able to see any of the matches from Season 2? I know, Sebastian, that you said that you tuned in and you were able to watch the matches. Give us your preliminary thoughts here so far, as we've seen some amazing matches, in my opinion, and Season 2 seems to be carrying on with the tradition of Season 1 and just going further with it. But I'll let you talk first. Go ahead, Sebastian.
Well, Iceman, everything you say is right. I love the IPL, and I got into it late. I missed most of the first season because, well, life and Starcraft, there's lots of both, and here's this new league. Now I can't invest in it, but you guys convinced me to check it out, and I just got to watch the concluding matches of it, really. But I was surprised, pleasantly so. They've invested heavily in making a really good production, and Season 2 is not letting anyone down. They got Pain User HD Starcraft back in form, I must say, and I loved HD stuff back in the day, and here he's back again, and Cat's Pajamas, I believe he's called, other casters as well. It's good stuff, and they got the very best gamers as well. Here we see Idra versus Druby clashing, and I actually watched these games earlier today, just as I woke up at 1 o'clock after having printed newspapers for a whole week, and here we see Idra's Mutalisks just being murdered because he mismicroed them after he GG,
Vaporized.
or rather, not GG.
He just left.
Yeah, that was beautiful. But I also must add to the IPL that for me personally, the way I cast, the way I like to watch StarCraft is when there's overall high production value, when there's love in the whole air. And here we see the beautiful Mutalisk Massacre again, which made Idra true to form, not GG, and just leave the game, though he concluded to win that series. I love the way that how the IPL has nice overlays, how it shows that they made an effort, how they have player cards with little info sections, how they have an intro and an outro, simple stuff like that. I know many hardcore Puritans say, whatever, I'm all about the game because I believe I have the capacity to be a pro gamer, and I just want to see what they do, and I want the dry commentary and analysis. Sure, that's fine, but I want the fluff, man. I want the lip gloss.
The fluff, the eye candy.
The eye
candy. The frosting on the outside.
Exactly, because there's so much epic StarCraft around, and I want mine in a nice envelope with, this nice little sequence on it, and with a little bow that you have to untie, so to speak. And I love the way that the IPL is pleasing to the eye and packed with ownage. It makes them stand out in the crowd. And someone mentioned it was free, right?
All free.
Free?
Yeah.
HD. I mean, those are the two biggest things that has going for it, I would say. And then number three for me, that just puts it over the top even further than Season 1. The cast of players is just phenomenal now. Hydra, I remember that one of your comments about the Season 1 was, okay, this is great so far, they're doing amazing things, but you want to see more diversity, you want to see European players, you want to see all sorts of regionality included, not just North America and some lesser-known players. And then IGN listened to what you had to say, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna carry on with what we're doing here, and we're gonna make it even bigger." And they were just making sure they had everything working straight, which I think was the proper way to take it. And it was just phenomenal. Season 1 and Season 2 is already starting to shape up to be even better, in my opinion. Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm just taking a look now at the stream. There's Destiny playing against Sock. Just a shout out to Destiny. And by the way, I'm not a fanboy because I don't even enjoy watching his stream that much. But respect, the guy is evolving, and they put it a nice fight against Sokka.
Yeah.
It was interesting to watch some long, epic games. pretty cool to watch. I think Destiny might have potential to rise above the rest one day. I don't know how fast it will be, but I think he has more to it than that stream thingy that he does. Obviously, congrats to him. I'm not the biggest fan on the stream, but clearly respect for the player. There's no doubt there's something there. Maybe he can commit more time to the game, and I know he's been dedicating a lot of time, and we might be seeing more of him on the tournament scene soon, because for now he's just starting to hit the scene and showing us some play. And still he wasn't able to just take Sokka away here on this specific matchup. He did quite well, but Sokka took the final victory. But I'll go over the results anyway. I just want to congratulate IPL because the series is pretty awesome. I really enjoy it. All for free. I love the fact that I have free VODs, meaning that I can just go there when I feel like it and take a look, and doesn't force me to just sit down and have to watch the stream live, which is pretty good. Though they do make a restream for Europe and all of that. Things that I would like to criticize, but I know they're already aware of that because they made a post on TL, a thread on TL asking for things that people disliked. That big banner on the top with the names, it's too big. Sometimes goes over the production, the little squares on the production. You just stop seeing the ones on the far right because, well, that thing is on top of it. But that's basically it. I mean, they just need to reduce it a little bit, and I can watch the games just fine. It's just me being picky. I loved this season. I love the fact they're just trying to just broaden their horizons and bringing the Europeans into the scene. Maybe on IPL 3 we're going to see some Koreans. Who knows?
Yeah,
but
that would be awesome.
Yeah, but it's pretty interesting to watch. They have some cool players on both sides of the Atlantic, both from North America and Europe. And all the matches I've been watching, they've been pretty awesome. I mean, let me be honest with you. Idra won that series fair and square, but it was just... I don't know, I was just with my mouth open, jaw dropped, when I saw a million Mutalisks getting blasted away on the single shot.
Yeah.
And Idra realized that. Idra just realized, oh, I missed there. He just left the game. But he took the win there. Congrats to him. Was good. And was pretty intense. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
One thing about that, Hydra?
Yeah, go.
Season 2 of IPL, I just I could not miss it because I missed quite a bit of Season 1 when I was busy running around or doing stuff. So I finally got talked myself into buying the Justin.tv app for the iPhone. So now I can watch the games anywhere when they're being streamed. And I was having brunch or breakfast or whatever at a diner, and the EU rebroadcast was on after day one where they had Idra versus Druby. And man, I remember seeing the Mutalisks just get smoked, and I was like, "Oh man!" I think I knocked over a glass of water too, or something. Luckily, I had drank.
GG lifestyle, man.
Yeah, I knocked it over. Oh man, it was crazy. But yeah, now I'm not going to be missing anything because now I can just stream from my cell phone anywhere, anytime. But the IPL Season 2 has just captivated me. But I'm really looking forward to just see how all the players play, because so far it has just been a treat. And Sebastian said he wants his in a nice bow that he can unwrap. Not me. I want Krispy Kreme donuts glazed in a box where I can just grab them and shove them down my throat, because I can't get enough of this, and I don't want to sit there and unwrap this. I just want to scarf this
I think
down.
we're talking about the same thing with different metaphors.
I know, I'm just teasing you. But you guys want to go over the results here before we...
You guys go for it. Come on.
Here. Sebastian, I'll let you go over the results here first. You take the first few slides.
Yeah, just mention who passed, and no need for the specifics, because I don't have the specifics there.
Yeah, just say who passed, and and we have the VOD here with plenty of detail for anybody who's going to watch.
Oh yeah.
But go ahead, Sebastian.
All right, going through the winners of the IPL brackets. We, as we've seen here previously on the WODs, we saw Idra face Druby, and even though he mismicroed at least 2 gaggles of Mutalisks and got completely obliterated and did not GG, he won that series. But I recommend you guys watch it. It was casted by Pain User and Cat's Pajamas, and pleasantly surprised by both of them. I haven't really gotten into each of those casters, but I'm a fan now. Very good Indeed. So there we had Minigun versus Dice Star. I must admit, I did not catch this, but I am a fan of Dice Star. I've had him featured on the GG Vision Starcraft 2 Coliseum, and sadly, however, my favorite did not win that. However, moving on to Moonon and Fury. Moonon was a dream hack, and even though I didn't get the chance to speak to him, I saw him play. Very strong, and for me, quite a bit of a new name. I know he's been making himself all the more famous lately, but he managed to take down Fury, who's also very well known, so that's a very climactic series. Vide versus Tarzan. Tarzan was also a DreamHack, and I shook his hand. He was a cool dude, enormous. Yet Vide was the better player and took him out. And by the way, I just love the way how the IPL, again, presents the gloss over these brackets. Looks very steampunky.
Yeah.
Axlav versus Thorsane. My man Thorsane.
My man.
Our man, then. Such a good Terran player. I actually spoke to one of the TL admins at DreamHack, Bumblebee, and asked him plainly, why is Thorsane not on Team Liquid? Considering how well he did in the Team Liquid Star League. And he said, very honestly, he declined the offer. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thorsane got the opportunity to play for Liquid, but chose to go somewhere else. Interestingly, he also defeated Axlav, who's a famous fearsome player. Destiny versus Soccer, we saw that featured in the VODs, and Hydra spoke of it. Soccer, also a DreamHack, very fearsome Protoss, one of the very best in Europe, no doubt.
Yeah.
And Mana and Dark Force, I did catch this one actually, because I'm a fan of Dark Force, and of course I saw Mana fight in DreamHack Winter 2010, so that was a good matchup. I thought Dark Force kind of threw that away. It was epic game, especially the one on Shakuras, casted by HD and Pain User together. Very epic indeed, and a very unorthodox turnout. I recommend it dearly, but it's safe to say that Mana was the stronger player, yet Dark Force had the chance to win, but threw it away. DDE versus Phoenix. Phoenix took the win. I'm a fan of Phoenix, and especially considering again the globalization of esports. The more pros from all over the world who can get together, the better for the sport. Moving on, Kivikaki versus Strelok. I'm happy to say that Strelok won, even though Kivikaki is a funny Canadian. Nurchio versus Cloud. Cloud being an old Brood War Terran, and I remember him on an old TL attack saying that his main interest in life is Starcraft and pornography. Apparently that works well. Goody versus State. I have no idea who State is, but it doesn't matter anymore because Goody won. And Merce, my countryman, who I actually drank beer with after DreamHack Summer was concluded, was however defeated by Nighten, who's also a good player, but I was indeed cheering for Merce, so that's a bit sad. And that would be it. We have terrific matchups lining themselves up, though. Several of these. Greatly looking forward to watching the IPL more. It's turning into my favorite pastime.
Let me just oh my God! Look at the viewer. KK is just saying that he can't get the lap dance out of my head. Yeah, every time I hear Dark Force, I go for the same. Not sure why, but you can blame Takesen for that. It was the one that arranged all of that. What I wanted to compliment is today's results, because I was just checking them here on TL while I was linking some White-Ra Photoshop pictures to the Iceman.
Oh,
but
dude, I'm having the hardest time keeping my laughs muffled here. You're killing me, man.
But yeah, today's results for the IPL, well, they were played yesterday. It's today for me here in Europe. Never mind. But unfortunately for me, you had the Select versus Liquid Rat, with Select winning 2-0. I'm a big fan of Rat, what can I say? I think the guy just sometimes overcommits on his drone production, and when he notices, he's just completely trampled and crushed. He didn't make any defense, but okay. Then you had Lalush facing against Ranged, with Lalush winning 2-0. Then you had Stake from Team Complexity against Bratok, and Bratok winning 2-1. And then you have White-Ra facing against Six Jacks Coca, and White winning 2-0. So special tactics there
Yay!
once again.
Yeah.
And I was
Special tactics as usual.
I was linking a bunch of photoshopped images from White maybe
I'll put them
maybe
on
the Iceman
after
will.
we cover the IPL, so we can close
Yeah.
out on a bit of a lull.
Maybe he'll show some later on after we cover the IPL. But yeah,
You
I
must.
don't have much else to say besides to whoever is listening and viewing this. If you're missing the IPL, you're not missing anything. Just go, get on. I don't know,
You're
on
missing
Google.
everything,
Type.
you mean?
No, listen. You go on Google and
You don't
type
want to
just.
miss this. This is awesome.
You
But
can
it's
go on
easily
Google.
accessible.
Yeah. Oh,
Listen, you
I
can
get
go.
it. Yeah. You're not missing anything, but you're missing everything.
Yeah, you can go on Google and type Justin TV IGN Pro League. It goes straight there. Go on the videos, on more videos. Check all the matches are there for free in HD. Just enjoy. So I mean, there's no reason for you to miss an event of this caliber with this quality and free. There's no click and then you need a pass. It's just click and watch it. So I mean, you need to help it. Well, not help, but you need to enjoy and just promote this kind of solutions and this kind of ideas for the tournaments, because I do understand that all the community needs money and the organizations need money to make more money, but there's limits, especially when you see some events where they just don't provide the best and they still charge you for the ticket. I don't know. I think they need to step up their game, but still, just go for it, enjoy it. I think it's the best thing to do. And if you have a break, just go and watch Dark Force having a lap dance. All good. It's the best.
If I may add something to that, Iceman and Hydra, a bit of a sober point perhaps to the money-making aspect that you mentioned, the fact that most tournaments out there, NASL, GSL, even though those organizations have vastly different budgets, they charge you for watching, which is something I'm fine with, because I think the price is fair, and I have often purchased these services to watch a month or more of games for what is comparatively very little money. I know many people have a principle against it. I don't. However, I must say, the best way of getting money out of online content is not by charging for it. It is by making it extremely accessible and then showcasing your own product. IGN, they have a marketing strategy and they want more eyes on their content in order to spread the products or services or whatever is their strategy. And if you force people to pay, I mean, GomTV has tons of sponsors that you get overexposed to, even though you pay for their services. But if you make it extremely accessible and very good, all the more people will watch it, and they will be so happy that it's free. And whatever brand we get exposed to while watching IPL, they're succeeding. It's part of their strategy to get as many people as possible watching, and then they make money of it. It can be done, and that's the way it should be done.
I completely agree. I mean, IGN is just doing all the right moves. Free, HD, and they're heavily involved with including the community. I mean, I know we have lots of amazing YouTube shoutcasters, Ask Joshy, HD Starcraft, Pain User, Cat's Pajamas. I mean, they're doing this the right way. They're getting people involved and making people interested because of the quality of their product. And I mean, they sold it. They sold it to me on season 1 and season 2. I'm just grasping for more. Would it be a fair assumption to say that we make DreamHack the pinnacle on this show of live tournament events in terms of production? Would it be safe to say that the IPL right now is the pinnacle of online events in
possible
terms of production that people would want to emulate?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that is a fair assumption.
Yeah, and for me, keep in mind that for me personally, still the most enjoyable event was DreamHack the Invitational, the smaller one, the one that had like smaller number of players, and it was like on a small amphitheater with a lot of interviews, and the guy Too Good being a host. That was the finest for me till this moment. But yeah, you might say that because IPL provides a lot of good content, a lot of exquisite content for free. I mean, it's not for free. There's always advertisement behind it. There's a big company behind it. There's money invested on it. But you know what I mean. They're attracting the viewers and try to solidify their presence on the community, try to get more and more people just glued to the monitor or to the TV to just sit down and enjoy IPL, and it will get to a point where everyone will love it. I'm not sure what about TSL? I mean, TSL was pretty big and they had a really good quality as well. So,
Yeah.
and I do know that TSL for now is still probably the main reference, but IPL is trying to take their position on the top of the hill, you know. And I think they're doing a pretty good job. From all the online tournaments, they're probably the one that is doing the best job.
TSL definitely, yeah. You have a case to make there. I think it's really close between IPL and TSL. Of course, I believe IPL has probably more of a force behind it of staffed people, you could say, in in office spaces working on it, whereas TSL is more coming out of the love of the community, which you could say is an even greater feat for them to produce such a great quality event.
True.
So, yeah, I mean, both are doing really good, and I would say the reason I brought that up is because there is many online events. I'm gonna name a name, NASL, that might want to take some lessons from this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Pardon?
Now, for me, let
Yes.
me just add, I really like the finals, the NASL finals, but
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
knows what happened on day one, and that's the kind of things that need to be ironed out. You know, it needs to be impeccable all the way, especially when you tell people that they need to buy tickets to watch the maximum quality. I mean, if I'm buying a ticket, I want to see the best quality possible, basically. And that's something that the IPL has been providing to us 24/7, and I'm still waiting for them to demand any kind of ticket from me, so I'm happy. That's all.
Yeah. But that's all the topics that we have for this week. Nice and short this week and concise with some great results and some fun stuff to talk about. But you guys want to close it off with a bit of a laugh? Hydra was spamming me while Sebastian was talking, and I was trying to give him the respect by not laughing, but now I'm going to have to let loose when I show
listen.
these images.
Listen, just add the images because there's still a couple of things for me to comment on. Maybe I should send you the link. You might be able to show some of it on the stream. I'm not sure if it's possible or not. For example,
yeah.
the up and down matches, the groups for the up and down matches on the GSL are done because the finals from Code A were done today. The link that I just sent you, it's for the groups. The finals are here as well. Let me send you the finals. And we had them. On Code A, I'm going to be going fairly quick about this because
just read the groups because it's going to be a bit of work to get them images in here.
Yeah, all good. You had three groups, Group A, B, and C. On Group A, you're going to have Marine King, Fruit Dealer, Ryang, Dream, and Happy. So at least I would say three solid players there. Marine King and Ryang, and well, Fruit Dealer a bit shaky, but he's still a name that I always take under consideration. So I'm gonna get it there. Let's see if we can rise from the ashes, because at the moment he's under pressure. Maybe you're gonna see him just crashing and burning into Code A. Then on Group B, you're gonna have Any Pro Prime, SC4U, Tassadar, ASD, and Noblesse. Interesting group, but not the best. I think that SC4U might be able to dominate this group. Though I'm curious about Tassadar. He did quite well on Code A, as I was mentioning, and because he just faced on the finals against Zenex Puzzle, though he didn't took the win, but I'll go over it soon. And then you had Group C with Alive For You, OGS Inca, Keen, Linok For You, and Ban Bansu. And what I would like to say from Group C is I'm a big Linok fan. I would like to see him rising to Code S. But Alive For You, Inca, they're nasty. They're good players. So this group might be interesting as well. I'm gonna stay tuned to check this up and down matches. I think they're gonna be pretty interesting. And I want to follow and root for Linok, to be honest. I think he's a young kid and deserves more than what he's been getting. And on this Code A season, he's been fighting his way. He got to the semifinals, doing pretty well. And hopefully going to see him again on Code S. I think it was a well-deserved prize. Now just a small skipping and hopping into Code A, the finals today. It was a long PvP, best out of 7, between Tassadar and Zenex Puzzle, with Puzzle winning 4-2. And, well, Puzzle got promoted to Code S. Congrats to him, with Tassadar fighting on the up and down matches. I still only watched Game 1. I'm not the most critical, negative person or a fan over PvP. I just sit down and enjoy it. There's some really short games and they're not the best, but there was a pretty back and forth battles here, plenty of microing, as you might imagine, on PvP, and Tassadar took the first 2 games, and things were just starting to go pear-shaped for Puzzle. I was thinking, oh my god, this is going to be a 4-0, it's getting a tradition on the finals from GSL, but no, then Puzzle just turned the table around and took 4 games in a row from Tassadar and won 4-2. So congrats to him, and congrats for the promotion to Code S. These are 2 things I would like to comment on. There's still no pictures on the stream. I want to take a look at the pictures. I wasn't paying attention.
No, I'm saving them for after you're done.
Okay. Then the other things that I would like to make just some brief comments on is, first of all, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm pretty sure most people that go and read Team Liquid, it's been there on the main page for ages. SK Gaming, a fairly big organization here in Europe that has been involved on World of Warcraft and other games, Counter-Strike and so on. Apparently they want to try to grab a piece of the pie, a piece of the Starcraft 2 pie, and decided to make a deal with OGS. So now every time OGS MC and OGS Nada come to play on foreign tournaments, they're going to be represented by SK Gaming. They're going to be SK Gaming players, which is an interesting deal. I mean, they're still OGS players. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some kind of jackets with SK Gaming and OGS and so on. So it's basically a sponsorship for them. And at the same time, you just see SK Gaming jumping the wagon, just trying to get a peek at StarCraft 2. Maybe they're starting to notice that there's a lot going on and they're missing on it. We'll see if they're going to go further ahead. Maybe we're going to see a StarCraft 2 team popping from SK Gaming. They were a fairly big organization. Not sure how they are now at the moment. I haven't been following them, but it's interesting to see. And last news is just the fact that Mondragon, a big European legend from Brood War, he just left his team, Meteor Maker. So basically, he doesn't have a team at the moment. What you guys think about Liquid Mondragon? Would it be nice?
I'm thinking more of GGrated Mondragon. So
yeah, it would be cool.
Both would be nice.
Cool. Yeah, Mondragon, super ferocious player. We didn't hear too much from him other than his activities in TSL 3, which he proved to be a still dominant force in the StarCraft scene. Joining Team Liquid, I think that would be very interesting, and hopefully he would get an extreme amount of exposure compared to what he was getting showcased. We saw not too much out of him under MYM. I mean, not that he wasn't practicing or doing stuff, it's just that we didn't see or hear too much of him, and I know maybe under Team Liquid regime he might get a little bit more of the spotlight. So I mean, for that, I'm all for that, but anything that brings Mondragon to the forefront of the news, I'm happy for, because he's a wonderful Zerg player and I love watching him play.
Yeah.
Sebastian?
Indeed. I mean, I featured Mondragon on the G Division StarCraft 2 Coliseum, and using the few replays he has released, and I've been talking to him on Team Liquid, begging him to come on as a co-caster, and he has said definitely, maybe. And he is a legend and has the strategic capacity to be truly, truly good. And like few other, he would make a strong addition if he chose to go pro. And I think MYM, being stuck in their ways or whatever, perhaps doesn't offer him that anymore. Let's hope for a bright future with Mondragon in the middle.
Excellent. Is it safe to say we can move on to the funny pictures now? I don't want to jump the gun twice. All right, finally. I'm going to start with this
just
one
a couple
here
I
first.
selected.
Here's a picture of White
Just
Raw and
White
OJ
Raw.
Leno here photoshopped, and it says, "It's no problem, Jay. Make mass unit, then push."
Nah, it has some pretty cool pictures. It's from a thread on Team Liquid that says White Raw's face is everywhere or something like that. I think it's the name of the thread. And I just watched this one and was laughing hard this afternoon. So I said, nah, I'm going to link it to them. They're going to have a laugh as well. So, well, at least the viewers can enjoy it as well.
Mm-hmm. And White Raw's been known to say special tactics, just use special tactics. And now I have a picture here of Che Guevara, but it's featuring White Raw's face, and it's White Raw's face, and it says "Tácticas Especiales." So I was having the hardest time being quiet when you sent that to me.
Is that in wallpaper size, Iceman?
Let me see.
I don't know. Good question. I don't think it is, to be honest.
Let me
But there
see
should
here.
be one, or at least something that you could print on a T-shirt would be pretty cool.
Oh my
Chera
goodness.
or a
Yeah.
white Guevara, something like that. Yeah.
Someone needs to get that in wallpaper size or on T-shirts at least, because if that was on a T-shirt, I would definitely buy that, because you see people wearing those Che Guevara shirts everywhere, and oh wow, yeah, it's in wallpaper
big?
size. All right, it's 1417 by 1385, so
Oh, cool.
that's pretty big. So yeah, if somebody out there wants to put that on a T-shirt, or better yet, don't let me do it and make some capital on that, make some profit there, but. Yeah, funny nonetheless. So, White Raw, you're always in our hearts.
Special tactics.
Special barbecue tactics.
What else? Come on, show the other ones.
These are the only two I got.
Well,
Well,
at least two more.
Two more. No, you only sent me 3 total, I think, right?
Nah, check the list. I sent like a couple more just now.
Oh.
If you go a bit, you even
Bieber
type,
No, this is definitely not. I don't know how you can blaspheme White Raw's greatness with Bieber. Hydra, you're getting the band stick.
Come on, I just picked the image, just show it to people. That's all.
I can't do it.
in either case, it's been a thrill to be back at GGRated with you guys, and I'd like to take the opportunity to speak to the viewers about things that should interest them all. Currently, I haven't been working as hard at Starcraft as I would have liked, only 30 hours a week or so, and I've been producing some content called the Alienware Challenge, which is based on exclusive replays given directly to GG Vision by Alienware, the company who makes the gaming computers. And they had a tournament that took place at DreamHack where the first prize was an Alienware Aurora. And Hydra and I tried to cast it. We did so, and I recorded it without sound. But now I have indeed re-recorded it and uploaded it on my channel. So you find it there. Sorry there for the startup noise. You find it there on the ggvision.tv site. However, there's more stuff coming. And that should definitely interest viewers of GGRated, because I have always wanting to do exclusive stuff, trying to add something new, and maybe that's my ego speaking, but that's always been what I wanted to do with StarCraft, trying to add something that isn't already there. And when it comes to casting, most things have been done. Something's happening over in the USA, but never mind. I had the pleasure of meeting the Team Liquid staff, Nazgul, and many admins, as well as the pro gamers at DreamHack, and I took that opportunity to put my salesman's hat on and sell them an idea, and I actually managed to do that quite well. GG Vision will next week, if not this week, the first game is being rendered right now, be featuring exclusive replays from Liquid players only, and these replays have not been seen or casted anywhere else, and they are chosen entirely because of how epic they are. The GG Vision Coliseum will be known as the GG Vision Liquid Coliseum, and it will feature Liquid pro gamers, and it will showcase material. Well, it's never going to be anything less than awesome. It's based on awesomeness, not on chronological order or anything like it. But it will enable viewers to see these Liquid players outside of the big tournaments and outside their streams. It will be the very best of what's out there.
Awesome.
And sounds cool.
That's happening. So viewers of GGRated will be getting back to you with more info on that.
Awesome. Since you're talking with all the TL admins, any chance of getting us on the featured list there? We have been going at this for quite some time now, and there are TL
admins and TL admins,
yet, so.
And I don't know which admin you need to perform certain unmentionable acts upon in order to get on the featured stream lists. I went for gold and got the replays, but whoever is in charge of the stream, I'll get working on it.
Awesome.
I'm probably going to try to contact, because I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like a couple of weeks ago, I decided that I should upload on my channel some streams with the first-person view from the gamers for people to take a look at how things work. I mean, I know that this is available every day on live streams, but sometimes people miss the big names. So I was able to contact some gamers, and in between them, I wanted to stream OGS The Wind. I wanted to stream him playing on the Korean ladder. So I asked Liquid Huck, and he was kind enough to reply to me, saying that he was even a bit surprised because most people just take and don't even ask. And I ended up talking with Liquid Nazgul, so maybe I'm able to reach him again, who knows.
Awesome.
Nazgul is a cool dude.
Yeah, it is a very cool dude. He was quite nice. Just was surprised as Huck that I actually took my time to ask if I could upload some of the live streaming, because basically he was saying that most of the people just go, grab it, take it, and don't say anything. So based on that, maybe I'm able to reach him once more, but we'll see. They have their policies. We've been respecting their policies for 22 episodes now. Maybe one day they'll concede us. Maybe we just need to show them that we've been working for all of these weeks, and we're still ready to roar, like the other guys from GSL say. And maybe we'd like a bit more of visibility. But yeah, let's see if I can reach them once more. Would be nice.
Yes, your gentleman tactics will get you very far in life, Hydra.
Oh, I actually spoke with Wytra. He
replied to you.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Yeah, good idea. Go ahead." And I just uploaded some of his streaming.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Well,
special tactics all the way. He's
get
awesome.
special tactics on the line, because we want the special tactics on air here. But
Yeah, that's cool.
since we're touting big names here, talked with Artosis a bit, and we talked on Skype a bit, and he's pretty busy, so wasn't able to carry on too much of a conversation, but did give me his email, and I'm going to be getting in touch with him and hopefully setting up a time where we can get him on the show here, and we can get insider information and insight into the life of Korea, and more specifically GSL, and how the life of a caster is over there. So I'm really interested to see if we can get Artosis on the show here soon enough.
Okay, cool.
Things are happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
But guys, let's do the final
done.
shout-outs and wrap this up here, because I think my house is going to get blown away. I don't know if you heard the thunder, but I was
did.
sitting here.
We did.
And I thought I heard rumbling in the distance. I was like, oh, it's passed by now. And then the house shook, and I jumped out of my seat a bit. So I'm thankful that the internet didn't go down and the stream didn't die, with our previous history of, streams going down on us and dying and whatnot. But, yeah, any
Let's
last words,
avoid that.
guys?
Well, I'm just happy to be back at GGRated. It's the place to be. It makes the week so much sweeter, and even though next week I will have to print newspapers again, that's the last week I have to do that, and after that it's going to be an epic late summer/autumn of Starcraft 2. In the meantime, guys, do check out ggvision.tv, where there is exclusive stuff from the Alienware Challenge with glossy overlays just the way I like it, and you too. So check that out.
Pink pretty bows. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Hydra, any last words?
Well, check the channel whenever you feel like it. I'm gonna keep working on the VODs. Gonna keep providing stuff that has been covered for any of the major channels, so you guys can watch some different matchups and sit down and watch ICCup today, tomorrow, and the day next of tomorrow. You're gonna have some epic Korean pro gaming there if you enjoy the Korean scene. And
Awesome.
GG.
Awesome. All right, and my shout-outs are just, guys, keep tuning in, keep spreading the word, download the podcast, check out the VODs on the appropriate channels, justin.tv/GGRated or Hydra's channel after he re-uploads it to YouTube. That's youtube.com/xhydrax. Add us on Twitter, twitter.com/GGRated. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Looking forward to some more epic series coming up here. Now that Sebastian has said that 1 week of work left, so it's going to be good to have him back at the tail end of summer. So, guys, keep tuning in, and GG and special tactics.
Special tactics.
Special tacticas. All right, guys, have fun. See you later. Hydra, no button this week?
Nah, I don't have the button here. I'm looking for it.
Uh-oh. We cannot shut the show down until you have the button.
Wait, I found it. Wait.
Hit that
there
button.
it is.
Special tactics.
GG!
All right, guys.
See
you guys.